Hi everyone, welcome again to Hashtag Career Goals. My name is Veronica Alfonso and today we are here with Pegah. She's from Dubai. Well, she's based in Dubai and she's a job and career coach, Amazon's number one best-selling author, business advisor, entrepreneur, keynote speaker, and wow. So Pegah, thank you so much for being here and maybe you can tell us even more about yourself.
Sure. Thank you very much, Veronica. And I'm so happy. It's my pleasure to being in your channel and I can add value to your audience as well. So as you truly said, my name is Pegah and I have almost 15 years of experience in recruitment and job finding, predominantly in Middle East. As you said, I'm based in Dubai. And my experience and my struggles during the job finding made me to write a book about the steps of the job finding, which called The Formula. Yeah. And very quickly, after a week of the after almost 10 days of the publishing, my book got the ranking on Amazon, the number one best-selling. So I'm happy that the tips that I shared in this book help actually people to help actually job finders to find their process easier and make it easier for them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's definitely a recommendation. If Amazon is recommending it, what else do you need, right? So I wanted to start the interview. Basically for everyone out there, like you already saw in the title of this video, we're going to talk about job search, networking online during and after the coronavirus. And we wanted to actually focus more on graduates and students because we know that having no experience in your resume sometimes can be a bit scary, and more so if you're just getting out of a pandemic and this whole situation that we have never been in before. So Pegah, I wanted to start the interview actually asking you, are companies still hiring? This is what many of us is asking right now. Like, are the companies really hiring? Am I going to get a job right now? And should I try even?
Okay, nice, very good question. And you mentioned about the whole concern around the coronavirus. And to be honest, I'm kind of feeling empathic with the fresh graduate of 2020. And at the same time, I'm quite happy for them because they are actually in the kind of turning point maybe on the history of job finding. So which is quite exciting to be. And I'm sure with the generation that they actually passed and they reached that level, they are happier with the new approach of the job finding than the old one. So what I can say is that, yes, there are companies that are still hiring. How can I know? It's easy. You can also check it yourself. You can go to your LinkedIn, just as an example. Yeah. Every day you're receiving so many notifications from LinkedIn. Congratulations, so and so, because of starting new position. So where did they get these jobs? Or like congratulations of to certain person because they promoted. So it means that the job that the person actually got promoted, it's vacant now. So also there are always movement within the market, even in the most difficult moment. I have passed the 2008 crisis also. Yeah. And I've seen, because I was doing recruitment and coaching, career coaching, I've seen all those days that everyone lost their job, but still there were jobs. So even in the worst market situation, you always have companies that they are hiring. However, it might be less than before. That's completely due to the nature of this situation. But there are certain companies, they actually start to hire even more, like IT related. After the whole lockdown started, especially, I don't know, in all the countries was similar to this or not, but delivery apps, they start booming, and they were hiring either drivers or people that they can do the back end part of the IT. So it's increased. So there is always, the shift of the recruitment, but there are recruitments happening. For the concern of the fresh graduates, I can say yes, it might be a little bit even less, but there are still companies that they don't put their, for example, fresh graduates training program on hold just because it's going to be like a distance or working from home.
Yeah.
So the nature of the job won't change. It's just the way of communication may be changing, which most companies after 2 months they already got they got used to it. They start to find out the way that they want to do it. They prefer to do it. So I think by this time that they already graduated, they can have a hope to get a job for sure.
Definitely. And about what you were saying about the maybe the nature of the roles or the way of communicating, it's going to change a bit. Definitely you could be able to find something, but in talking about this, how people are going to communicate, do you think students and graduates should be now concentrating themselves on looking for jobs that can be done remotely, that don't need you to be in the office all the time, or you don't need to be on site all the time, because these jobs are being what's trending now, or what's going to become our new normal now?
Okay, very good question. And to be honest, it's really relevant to the nature of the job. If someone, for example, studying hospitality, certain jobs you cannot do it remotely. However, most jobs that I can say that is the best thing to do for a graduate right now is to polish and sharpen their remote working experiences. So they should be really good at doing everything related to remote working. I'm sure that the new generation, they know more these things, at least more than me, because this is part of their life, up to half of my age, probably I didn't have the access to internet properly, or, like these things were very, very new for us. But for the new generation, this is part of their norm anyways. They need to polish that. And again, because I'm a career coach, I really don't want to force people to do certain things that, how can I say, because it's trendy right now.
Yeah.
If something that they enjoy it, and I'm glad that your channel is about the finding their career that they actually love. So if they don't like it, they don't need to do it just because it's trendy right now, and it's going to be the normal norm right now. Certainly they have to polish their remote working skills, so anything relevant to that, yes, they have to do that.
So when you
communication.
Okay. So when you say working remotely skills, you mean like knowing how to maybe use certain softwares or certain apps that can help them communicate with others when they're away from the office, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, certainly. Yeah. Because anyways, it's quite difficult even for fresh graduates to find, even if they are going in the office, it's a bit difficult to blend in with people, understanding them and all. And it's going to be much more difficult even now, because it's going to be everything, through distance, online, remotely. So probably they're like, they need to a little bit work harder on that.
Yeah, definitely. This is something that I actually lived and I'm living right now, because even though I am not a fresh starter, I'm not a graduate, but I recently started a new job, and because I don't do this for a living, everyone. So I started a new job in an office, and I have been working remotely from home. And it's really hard to get closer to your team members, to actually understand every single step of the job that you have to do if you're not in the office. It's not way more difficult, but it's definitely is different because you're not right there. You cannot just ask the questions right there to the person that's next to you. You have to call them. You have to find a moment to call them. They have to accept your call. You have to write them online, and maybe you can chat with them. And there are many ways of communicating. That's for sure. But it's a bit different, and you have to learn how to do that. And definitely the skills of maybe also approaching people are completely different, because you're not only approaching people that, like I said, the person that's next to you, and you're just like, hi, one question, this thing that you see here on my monitor. No, now you have to actually call them, and you have to share your monitor, for example, like share your screen, and they have to see everything, and then maybe there's connection problems. So patience, definitely, empathy, because maybe the other person doesn't understand, and you can just give 5 minutes of your time to talk to this person and make them understand, and try to find ways of make them understand what they need to do. So it's definitely a lot of things that you have to consider. And but this is, let's see, like, if this is going to be the new normal for a long time. So the next question was, what skills do you think are going to be more useful to stand out in a job search during and after the coronavirus? I mean, after the pandemic, lockdown, quarantine, many names. Because people are like, okay, like I just mentioned, maybe you have to be more empathetic. Maybe now you have to learn how to communicate online better. So what are the skills that you need, that people should showcase when they're looking for a job during and after the pandemic?
I mean, in general, if I want to give one piece of advice to anyone in any circumstances, is to having the skills of being flexible. This is the most important thing, because when the pandemic happened, many people, they weren't flexible. Many companies, they start to lose because they didn't want to move quickly, and they didn't want to be flexible with the changes. And now everyone is like, okay, I get used to this. I want to do this, and I like it. Actually, I'm sitting at home and I'm doing all my work. And now they start to open up. So doesn't matter what is the situation. If you're being adaptable and flexible with the changes, this is the best way to go ahead in the life. So if fresh graduates, they are seeing this right now, this is what I can say as a not career coach, as someone with experience and going through different phase of crisis in life. So, but the other things, like other skills that they need to a little bit polish on them, and they need to a little bit sharpen them. Certainly, yes, it's communication remotely, and that's very important, because you need to have the kind of not being only empathic. You need to also show your body language in the way that you're engaging. You need to maybe smile more, because you don't have your whole vibe around you, so it's much easier when you walk and you talk and you high five people and all these things, cheering, than just doing it so you need to a little bit be put more
expressive, no?
Yes, exactly. But other skills that I can say it's very important is networking online. So luckily for you guys, fresh graduates, especially 2020, the best thing to do is to, start to get online. Use platform like LinkedIn or other social media platforms to be there, to brand yourself. It's about personal branding also. You need to have your brand there. They need to know you not as just someone who graduated, for example, from is a finance major graduate. They need to see you as someone who has personality, and you can always work on your personality on the certain social media. And now more than any other time, they probably check your social media. So definitely, what you post there is going to be reflecting on your personality. Do you like it or not? But this is how they will check you, unless that you have a private, account. That's something that I can say. It's really, they need to start to brand themselves more.
Great. And for example, when people say brand themselves more, like the personal branding that you're building on social media, not only on Instagram, like uploading pictures of me and my dog, but actually on LinkedIn and showing your professional side. And I always find it interesting because many of us, I mean, I include myself, my LinkedIn is not amazing. It doesn't really show who I am in every single aspect of my professional life. Like people think, okay, I'm just going to open this account. I'm going to put my volunteering internship for graduates, like my volunteering internship experiences, my school and high school, and that's it. That's enough, because now they can see what I've been through. And it's not actually. You have to also be active in creating content, and well, this is what I have read about. And you have to be also showing somehow that you know what you're talking about, that there are certain areas that you're interested in. And it's not only about creating the profile and that's it. That's not gonna get you to many places. And also contacting other people with valuable things, not only like connecting, just hit connect and the other person is miraculously gonna give you a job or an internship. No, it's, you really have to also add value to their lives, connect with them, talk to them. And yeah, that's somehow like a job, not a job, but like it takes time. But definitely personal branding it's a really huge subject, and we have to learn how to do it, because not many of us do it. That's very interesting.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you, and it's very important to use at least LinkedIn very well. LinkedIn is providing us with the platform that is that your page is like your website. Yeah. But the difference is that in your website, you just sit there, people watch your website, take the things, check your website, find out what you're doing. But here you can actually interact with people. With your website, you can go to people, you can start to, like communicate with the people and brand yourself more. And it's not only that posting or creating content, also you can communicate with people that they actually create the content. If you feel that you like it, you need to like follow certain hashtags and hashtag career goals, certain,
you can also group. Share their content.
Yes, sharing their content if you feel that they are good. Like this is very much advanced communication, online communication. And I think it's just replacing the whole networking personally in the past.
So Pegah, can you please tell us, how do you see the job market for graduates and students in the next year, if we actually continue to deal with social distancing and an economic crisis that we are all seeing right now?
I mean, it is I think it's something that no one have any answer for it right now. Even the people with the high skills of economical understanding, maybe they don't know what is going to happen, because this is something very new for all of us. But I can say for certain industries, yes, there is actually booming, especially like the online. Like online shopping and anything related to using the app for offering any services, they are actually doing pretty well, and they're recruiting people. So if your major is something relevant that you can do it remotely and all, yes, certainly there are jobs and you can apply. Graduates, they always can get the opportunity with the like a huge organizations that they have management trainee program. So this is something that they can use to their search when they're doing search for the job. Any management trainee program, those jobs are for you guys, so you don't need to be worried. Those jobs are literally created for fresh graduates. No one can get it, no one with experience can get it. So this is the best platform that you can start to, best kind of keywords that you can in any platform use, that find out. And those programs are running for years and years.
What are they about exactly?
Like, for example, certain organizations, especially like the Fortune 500 companies, they have something called management trainee program, which is like a 2 years training program, but it's an on-the-job program. So they have sometimes they have rotation in different departments. For example, if someone is graduated from like with the finance major with finance degree, they probably put the person in the finance, accounting, and this every 6 months they rotate, so they can make the person be aware of the whole company culture and understanding about a different department. So when they understand about the concept of every department, then they can make a decision where they want to be, and also the company will consider to see where they've done the best, so they can put them in the different departments. And also this is something that it's easily you can find every year. Companies, they have certain number of their employment, and they have a quota to reach for that number. It might be 10, it might be 20, but depends on the size of the company. Normally they have this management training program, and I started to check before we started to this conversation, and there are actually some jobs literally for fresh graduates, so which is a good news. At the same time, there's certain industries they may actually get affected, so and maybe they don't have any requirement, they don't want to recruit at the moment any fresher, and they try to keep whoever is already been with them, and like survive with those ones at least. So in this kind of situation, if you need to be realistic, you need to check your industry, you need to check with the people in your industry. You can get in touch with them and ask them how's the market, what do they see, any kind of improvement, do they think that they're going to have some jobs for fresh graduates. And if not, then you can maybe start to learn certain skills that they can be compatible with what you are offering, but at the same time it could be actually it's a quite good time to do the changes, because it's just you're quite fresh. You don't need to change any mindset. Everything that you start, it's become normal for you. For many people with maybe 5 years, 10 years of experience, or even more, it's much more difficult to completely transit from being face to face than like moving to the
definitely. And I also think that well, this is something that I actually heard in another podcast that I was hearing, and they were talking about learning vocational skills. And for example, having really amazing skills on like being really good in Excel. And maybe you studied finance or you studied economics or something related to management business and that side of the company. But you can stand out maybe by having really good skills in Excel and being like a really pro user or pro user. So maybe these kind of stuff can somehow also help you shape your career and target particular job offers, I guess. And definitely researching the industry, I guess. The thing is that we have to maybe know that nowadays it's not going to be as easy to get a job like before. Definitely career exploration is not going to be as easy and light like before. I just jumped from one internship to another. I just jumped from one job to another. Now you have to probably do like put a bit more effort, but there's definitely something out there, and be smart also with applying to the places where they actually have jobs. I mean, don't get into the industries that are suffering the most. Probably there are some jobs there, but they're going to be quite selective with the people that they're picking. So great, Pegah. And I just wanted to tell everyone to comment below if you have any questions for Pegah. She's going to be around. She's also on social media, so you can connect with her on Instagram and on LinkedIn. That's her main platform. Of course, we're going to leave for you the links below in the description box, so don't worry. And also subscribe to our channel, because we're going to keep having more interviews like this. We are planning also to have Pegah again in the future to talk about more subjects, because she knows a lot about career coaching, of course. And hit the bell also, so you can be notified when we are uploading those videos. So Pegah, what can graduates do? For example, like I just said, maybe just get some kind of certificate in Excel. What can they do apart from just applying with their resume? Because they're like, okay, I'm just going to do my research. I picked this 2, 3 industries that are aligning with what I studied, and I have the certificate. But what else can I do to stand out? Because there are many people that are going to do the same. I mean, it's going to be a competition and a really rough one. So what can they do to stand out more than and not just flying?
Yes, perfect. This is my favorite part for graduates. Imagine that you are making your CV and you have your LinkedIn profile and it's written what major you studied, and that's it.
Yeah.
Do you really think you win the race? Just be honest, So imagine how many CVs the hiring managers, if they have a job, like they're going to receive with the same thing, and you only have the different names. And like everything is the same, like your major is the same, like how many finance graduates we have, how many marketing graduates we have, how many different IT graduates we have, many. So you need to be a little bit more creative with your approach. First of all, it's very important that if you haven't graduated yet, it's the best time for you that you start to do some summer jobs and all. But if you are graduated, still, I think if you do any internship, even for free, is still adding some value on your CV. It's adding so much weight on your CV. Also, so many online programs that they can do through LinkedIn, Coursera, or there are so many online platforms that can start to use them to get in certain levels. Also, if they have any achievements during the study in the university, for example, if they were presidents of the finance club or a sports club or something like that, some achievement like that, or if they achieved something during their study, they can be proud of it. They can put there. If their GPA is 3+, certainly put there, because this is the differentiation between, them and someone else. Yeah. And, so many others, there are 3 things on the profile of the graduate is important. First is their major. And the second is any kind of achievements that they have done, they have achieved, or they
that are relevant, or also could not be specifically relevant, like you just mentioned,
very good question. Yes, very good question, because for fresh graduates, really, it's nice to be relevant, but even if it's not relevant, it shows other part of the graduate personality. So, for example, if they are in the sports club, I don't know, right? They achieve something completely irrelevant, but irrelevant to their major. Yeah. But still shows that, for example, the person has teamwork ability, because when you do sport, normally, if they're a team sport, you have this teamwork ability, and then you have also the competitiveness. So for certain companies, they like the person to be more competitive, because the nature of the job required that, and a winning personality and all these things. These are very important. Yes, it might not be relevant. You feel that, I shouldn't mention it, but for fresh graduate, believe me, mention whatever you have done. If even the internship is completely irrelevant to your industry, but at least it's the whole differentiation between you and someone else who hasn't done it. It shows that you gain certain skills that the other person who hasn't done it didn't get that, and there are certain personal skills that you need to have as well, which the academic part is not really balancing it. If you just have the academic and nothing else about personality. And the third part that they need to have in their CV is the any kind of extracurricular activities. So anything else that they have done, again, might be relevant, might be not. But even if they haven't achieved, but they were part of it, achieved anything, they've never been a winner or something, but they volunteer in some places, done something volunteering, which has nothing to do with the winning or achieving something, but still it shows that, for example, you have the spirit of helping and doing some volunteer job.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And what about, for example, if I'm considering to put something in my CV, and I think it's not relevant, but I am afraid that someone is going to think that it's not relevant. But I know that, for example, volunteering and a volunteering experience in a in another country gave me a lot, because I got to be more empathetic. I got to also get to know other people in an international setting. So should I also describe why I think this was somehow relevant, or is better not to do that? Just put the experience and that's it, or put some kind of not explanation, but I would say like just to talk a bit more about it and how you think this and what you think it gave to your life, if it added value somehow.
Yes, sure. I mean, you can keep it as it is, and you can add this small explanation, very small one. It's just because in general, I think most of the hiring managers, they were once fresh graduates. They were once fresher. They have always one time that they wanted to get the first job. And probably they didn't know even what to do. So when they look at the CVs of the fresh graduates, they normally look for all the other things as well. So this is part of my experiences, because I have done over 10 years fresh graduate placements within the recruitment industry. Yes. And when I talk with the hiring managers, I can see that what they are looking for, and these are the things that they're actually looking for in the CV. It's nice to also have a very short just description of what you have done and what you think that it has added to your experiences or to your personality, or what effect it got to you. So it's nice. Yeah, you can mention that, and it certainly work for you.
Well, Pegah, thank you so much for all this advice that you have been giving. And actually, we have so much to talk about that we decided to make 2 parts of this video. And for now, we have to cut here. And the next part, we're going to link it somehow in the cards. I'm going to get it to you. But Pegah, to just end the video, I want you to talk about your book, what they can find there, and how this book will help people.
Thank you very much, Veronica. I want to very quickly talk about the reason that I write this book. After around 9 years of experience in recruitment and career advising and all, I took some times off because I wanted to little bit take care of myself, my health. I was working a lot, didn't have the work-life balance. So I thought, okay, let's have a quick break in between, and I can go and I can search the world, check things, do things that I always wanted to do, and this thing. So it's like a midlife crisis you're going through.
And then you decided to write a book on your vacation.
No, actually, when I decided to write a book, because I decided then, because I spent most of my money, so I said, okay, now it's a time to go back to work and go back to market. So what happened? I applied for a job. After a month, I didn't receive any calls. Wow. 0. And imagine, I have so much experience in recruitment. And then, and I applied because, this is something automatically, because we have done it a lot. It's become part of our life that we need to just apply for a job and waiting for a miracle to happen, Yeah. So, and then one time I sat with my friend, and we were talking about my struggle. And I was like, well, I don't know what's happened. And she said, Pegah, you have helped many people to get a job, find a job, to convince the client, you find the client and all these things. So you cannot do it for yourself? I was like, wow, actually a good idea. I never thought about it. So I started to put all of my knowledge and everything that I know, especially the tips and tricks that I knew and I learned through the recruitment side, because I know how people see your CV with the eye of recruiter, with the eye of the hiring managers. And I know also because there are certain ways that we use to get the hiring managers interested, or the hiring managers we communicate with them and find them and add them on our connection on LinkedIn. So all of these things, I never even thought about it. I was doing literally whatever everyone else was doing before even I start to do recruitment. So I start to really put them together as a formula, and step by step, even from the first thing, why even I want to get this job, what I want to get, what is my why, what is my reason. So I started till part of the negotiation for the salary. So it started with the why, then you need to be motivated, then you need to have the preparation side, which is the CV, LinkedIn profile, all the things, and then it's going to the action movement, which is the interview preparation, interview actions, how you can rock the interview and all these things. So since I started I haven't wrote the book back then, I just put the formula together for myself. So I started to do that one by one. And within 2 weeks, I got few interviews, and within 3 weeks, I got 2 job offers. Wow. So, yeah. So, and it's, to be honest, the Dubai market is like UAE market in general is quite competitive. Everyone's applying for jobs, so it's not that easy that you can get so quickly jobs. So I got already 2 offers in hand, so I can choose between these offers. So when I got the job, I was thinking that it was super difficult for me to realize that I'm doing wrong. Like I'm not doing the actual proper way that I need to do it. And how difficult would be for other people that they actually don't know any of these steps.
Exactly.
So I thought the best way to do, because every day as a recruiter, as someone who's doing headhunting and career coaching, I receive more than 100 message on LinkedIn or emails with their profiles, please find me a job. Wow. I said, I cannot do it. I cannot personally, possibly, there is no way I can literally take care of everyone. But with my book, I can do that. So I thought to write the book. It's not very huge book. It's not very thick one. Maybe take you 2 hours maximum to read it. But I will provide you the most basic, but the most important tips on how to, from the beginning to the end. So the ultimate guide of modern job finding techniques. I just put all of them together in one book, and with little bit of investment, you can certainly get that and you can apply it. And so far, with the comments and with the testimonial that I get for the book, I know that it's working for people.
That's amazing. And the most valuable part is that when you buy the book, you're not only buying the experience of a recruiter, you're buying the experience of a recruiter that was struggling and then got to actually be in the shoes of the people applying for the jobs. So you have the best advice from both perspectives. I mean, you actually put together your experience as both sides of the coin. So I think it's pretty valuable. And also, we're going to leave it in the description box below so people can buy it and just click there and get straight to your book in Amazon. Well, Pegah, thank you so much. I think this is super valuable. I am looking forward already for the second part of the video. And thank you so much again. And thank you everyone for watching. And remember to leave comments below if you have any questions, if there's something that you want to see in the future as well. And also let us know what you think about this video, and also subscribe and hit the bell so you can know when we are uploading the second part. Thank you so much, Pegah.
Sure. Thank you very much, Veronica, and everyone who watched us to the end. I can't wait for the second part, and we will see you soon.
Great. Bye.
Bye-bye.